Okay, so I decided to do my ethics video on Chapter 3, and Chapter 3 described a story. It involved David Calvert, a photojournalist, and he essentially believed that any manipulation of photos beyond cropping and lighting editing was wrong, and so workshops and mentors in classes he had reinforced that idea. So on one Friday, he was in the press tent at a sporting event, and he was sitting behind this experienced freelance photographer for a wire service, and he saw him manipulate an image. And when he woke up that next Saturday, that image had been posted, and he thought that was wrong. And then the Sunday right after that, they were at another sporting event, and he was sitting behind that same photographer, and he saw him manipulate a photo again. So he whipped out his phone and started recording him. When he woke up the next morning after that, it seemed that someone else had noticed this. I believe it was a photo editor, who had two photos of that same shot, and the freelance photographer's one had somebody, I think, cropped out of the back, and the other one didn't, and they seemed to be taking the same event, just at different angles or different, like a wide shot and a closer shot. And so he noticed that and wrote a blog post about it. In the end of that, the wire service issued a kill order on the manipulated photograph, which is just warning others not to post it, and the freelance photographer's contract was terminated. So David thought that was the end of that issue, but when he woke up the next morning, there had been an update on the blog post that the freelance photographer uploaded the photo. He said he uploaded the photo by mistake, and that it was only a one-time thing, and that really made David very angry because he had already seen him commit that act twice. So I think he went and reviewed the other work that had been posted by that photographer, and there was a lot of problems wrong with those photos as well. He could see some evidence that they had been manipulated, and so it didn't sit right with him that that person was kind of like they had gotten kind of a slap on the wrist, and that it hadn't been really set right. And so he wanted to try to figure out a way kind of to tattle on him without like calling him out completely in front of everybody, because that would be embarrassing. And so he asked a bunch of people, and what he finally came up with was that he told his friend who worked at that wire service or knew somebody, knew the editor or something, and he told him about how he had seen him do it twice, and I think sent him the video, and then talked about his other photos and their evidence of manipulation. And so he told his friend that so he could tell the photo editor and the wire service that, and it ended up working out, and that was a way that he could do it that he felt comfortable with. I think that this has made me a little bit more ethical, because I don't think it's okay to really, I understand like wanting to confirm facts and wanting to make sure that what you're saying is actually true, and waiting for that photographer to post that photo before calling him out. And I understand not calling him out completely. That's something I probably would have done prior. It's just like calling the person out, and I guess that would be embarrassing. So I think I would try to do it in a more discreet way, but I would probably try to do it a little bit more quicker than he did, just because I think that the longer you wait, the more time that person has to manipulate photos and manipulate the truth that's being told through that photograph.